Hey everyone, how's it going? Delrith here, bringing you another impressions video, this time for the Remnant Swamps of Corsus DLC. For those of you that don't know, I did a video end of last year, December. I did a rapid fire on it, and I said it was one of the best games of that year, probably my game of the year still, excluding Iceborne because it's an expansion itself. But it was my game of the year. It was a very pleasant surprise to stumble across and get to play through and review. And they now have come out with the Swamps of Corsus DLC, which has added a couple new things, including a bunch of new bosses, items, gear, equipment, traits, etc., etc. And the biggest thing that they've added, in my opinion, to the game through this DLC would be the survival mode, which is really awesome because it is like a roguelike. Survival mode, of course, has different difficulties. They've gone and added Apocalypse difficulty past Nightmare, which is even more ridiculous. But survival mode, as you can see, starts you off with absolutely nothing. You will not lose progress on your other character if you do it, but it starts you off with nothing. It randomizes the vendors, and it allows you to basically go through with new stuff each and every time and just basically see how far you can get. Now, they added a lot of cosmetics that you can get through survival mode. You get these token things that drop that you can in turn use at a vendor to get cosmetics and do all that sort of fun stuff. But it has been a breath of fresh air for Remnant, and I've just really enjoyed it. I really don't know what we're gonna do for a build through on this. And let's see, there's a shotgun. Can't go wrong with the shotgun. Shotgun's a great starting weapon. And you know what? Let's just go with the Slayer mask. Yeah, let's go with the Slayer mask. We're gonna reload constantly with a shotgun, so we might as well. But yeah, you have a limited amount of scrap to start. You get more from killing bosses and killing enemies and looting chests, which will also give you items in survival mode. And it's just been a lot of fun. The survival mode, I gotta say, fantastic. As far as the actual new content goes, you will, of course, need to, if you want to access, consistently the new content with the Swamps of Corsus DLC, you'll need to do it in the adventure mode. I've gotten to see all of it through the adventure mode and the survival mode. Supposedly, you can also get it randomly through playing through the game. You can get the new areas, the side areas, the new bosses, etc. RNG chance, just like the rest of Remnant. You get some bosses sometimes. Oh wow, I got the thick boy armor. You get some bosses sometimes and other bosses others, but you can encounter it. But if you do want to do it consistently, you have to go through the adventure mode for the swamps to encounter the new enemies like the Queen and all those other bosses that you can do. There also are a bunch of new side quests and lots of new items you can find and hidden secrets and ways to kill certain things. And it's just been good. As far as like Remnant and how it's been patching and what have they been doing to the game, they fixed a lot of my issues that I had. A lot of the technical problems have been completely eliminated. And they've done little mini updates like the adventure mode in between this review. Adventure mode, by the way, is a mode that lets you just do certain acts over and over and over again with randomized things that affects your main character's progression and allows you to get gear that you wouldn't normally have had without having to redo the entire game. And it's just been a super plus. It's been a very positive experience. Word of advice though, Apocalypse mode is absolutely nutty. You will get your ass kicked if you're trying to do Apocalypse mode without having like basically everything in the game and having your traits maxed out and all that. It is ridiculous. Nightmare on the new bosses specifically is still extremely hard, like ludicrously so. So I would not recommend that anyone just go straight into Apocalypse mode. I don't see it being a thing that could be doable, but eventually someone will prove me wrong. Speaking of the new bosses, they are without a doubt on Nightmare the hardest bosses in the game. A lot of them are absolutely insane. There's two of them. There's like a teleporty guy that's absolutely insane and ridiculous and one-shots you no matter what you do. And then the Queen herself, which you guys will remember from the Swamps. I won't spoil her fight or anything like that, but you finally do get to fight her, and her fight is definitely a test of patience and just knowledge of what's going to happen, because if you get hit at all, the fight's over. Best comparison is that it's Dark Souls with guns, and they don't try to hide that, but it doesn't feel clunky. It has its own identity, and it feels good, honestly. Also, so in survival mode, you'll notice in the upper left that my level is in blue. That's my experience and my character leveling up. And then you'll see that the actual scaling of enemies is based on a timer, and that's in the upper left as well. And, well, every time that timer goes down, enemies get quite a bit more difficult and hit quite a bit harder. You are not able to, as far as I know, upgrade your weapons or gear or anything, so it's really just a push to see how long you can persevere and not die. And some of the bosses, from what I've seen on the harder difficulties like Nightmare, are just guaranteed wipes if you don't have the right equipment. So it is hard. It's hard. Play on the easier difficulties if you don't want to get your ass kicked. Hard difficulty and normal are both entirely enjoyable. And, you know, just familiarize yourself with how the game mechanics are and how the survival mode functions before you go into, you know, basically masochist mode, which is what I'm on right now. So you can see the corruption is spreading. The enemies have grown stronger. They're going to kick my ass quite a bit more handily now. I haven't found any chests. In the urban areas, I don't even bother. There's so many places chests can be in these levels, and they're not worth it enough going through on survival to look for them for like 3 or 4 minutes at a time. And now, as you can see, the zone is actually leveled up faster than I have leveled up, which is the first time this has ever happened. But, you know, we'll see how we do. So that's another thing. You won't get random bosses in survival mode. You'll get act-specific bosses. So, like, can only get, like, the dragon or roly-poly guy or the tree. I think you can get the tree. Yeah, you can get the tree for this starting area. You won't ever get, like, the, you know, the ancient king or something like that from Act 3 or Act 4 in Act 1. At least as far as I've seen. You could also get Shroud and, you know, stuff like that. So, I think I either got Shroud or I got Big Axe Man. I forget his name. Give him the fist!
And stay down.
Lito's armor is basically Havel's armor, by the way. It's really cool that I found it early on. The set bonus removes your stagger. Well, reduces your stagger by a lot. And downside is it weighs a fucking ton. Yeah, chest give random. Give a bunch of scrap. You're able to basically just get a ton of scrap if you find all the chests. Buy more stuff every single time that you beat an act boss. When you beat an act boss, you get teleported back to like the shop area. In Nightmare and Apocalypse, the timer still keeps going, but in normal, hard, and easy, it does in fact stop. Alright. Oh yeah, so when you get books, they're random. You get random traits when you grab books in survival mode. You can get either really good traits or real crap traits, and there's no way to really do anything to change which one you get. Alright, I'm actually rocking a full set of armor. It's not bad. It's not like match set, so, you know, not so effective, but hey, you know, better than nothing. I've had a lot of runs where I get like the item that makes it so I do more damage if I'm naked, which is pretty great. Those runs are fantastic. It's like 45% more damage or something. But overall, no, that's not good. And so I got Shroud. Shroud on Nightmare, nonetheless. We're just going to try to man-fight him. Regardless of how dumb that is. That is the current operating plan. Is he going to come over here? I don't think he is. I think he's just going to be a jerk. He does sometimes come over here and like actually let me shoot him in the face. But I think this time he's just going to opt out of that. So like I said, this is on Nightmare. So I'm playing a little bit more cautiously than I would on very many other difficulties. Alright, we managed to get him. Cool. So you just go to the end. He doesn't drop anything. Bosses don't drop anything. A lot of the places will still have chests at the end, which is super convenient. You can grab those before you go to the next area. But yeah, that's pretty much survival mode. Yeah, but you get a tile set, you get a bunch of random junk, you get a bunch of random items, you get a bunch of random stuff, and then you go through, you fight the boss, which is of course a random boss as well. And you get a bunch of stuff, you go back to town, you upgrade your gear, you get different gear, you do what you want. Well, you don't upgrade, you just get different gear. Like right now, if I want Hunter's Band, which would be awful for me. I'll grab Talisman of Animosity, grab what you want. You can upgrade your Dragon Shard too, which is really important, and you just go to the next area. But yeah, my impressions of the Remnant expansion have been overall extremely positive. I think it's totally worth the price. And I think that if you haven't checked out Remnant, you should go and give it a shot. Definitely go pick it up on Steam. It is a ludicrous amount of fun with friends, and I can wholeheartedly recommend that everybody try it if you're in that down period where you don't have a game to play. Give it a shot. You know, pick it up for you, pick it up for a buddy. Maybe don't buy the expansion if you don't feel like buying it right away, but definitely try the base game. And if you do have the base game and you were thinking about coming back, grab the expansion, play with your friends over again, do a couple runs through the normal mode, try out the adventure mode if you haven't tried it, and try out the new survival mode, which you can do with friends as well. So that's going to be it for this Impressions video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, do me a solid and hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notifications on new videos in the future. And, well, that's going to be it for me. So until the next video, this is Delrith, and I'll be seeing you. Bye.